G'day folks, welcome back to All Things Outdoors. Now on some of my recent videos you may have seen me using a cheap metal detector to find aircraft parts in the soil, to find coins on a beach in North Queensland, and I've also attempted to use it to find gold in some gold rich areas over near Beechworth and Myrtleford. Well, today I thought I'd talk a bit about my experience using that particular type of metal detector and the pros and cons of using it in those particular applications.
Paddling jacks, driving on the tracks, so much more. Come along with All Things Outdoors.
Now the metal detector I've been using is this one. It is the Go Find 22, which is made by Minelab. Minelab is a fairly prestigious company that makes metal detectors. They have a whole range of different types of metal detectors for all different applications. However, this one is very specifically an entry-level metal detector to be used by beginners to sort of get the feel for metal detecting and get some results first up whilst not being particularly precise. It's great because it weighs less than 2 kilos and it folds up nice and compact, which is great for me because I love to be able to throw it in the backpack and go and hike in somewhere and use it like I've done in the past many times. So it simply folds out, locks in, and just like that you're good to go. Really easy on the arm when you're operating it, and you can operate for long periods without getting too fatigued. Only takes a couple of AA batteries, so it's not really that power hungry, and has really simple settings that don't take a lot for the beginner to get used to, but that is also one of its downfalls. So first and foremost, I actually bought the Go Find 22 to use to go and find aircraft parts at aircraft crash sites, which I've been doing quite a bit of in the last 6 months. I used it at a crash site of a Supermarine Seafire aircraft where I was able to find really good big chunks of that aircraft in the soil, which this is great for. It'll detect nice solid targets and help you pinpoint them to dig them up. And which I did on that day. I found quite a few pieces which were recognisable parts of that aircraft in the soil. Now when I was using it on a beach in Queensland, we were able to find a couple of gold coins on the beach with my son Tom, which he was quite excited about, and it picked up those targets really strongly and it was easy to find them and dig them out of the soil. However, I did try and use it to find gold up in the gold rich areas near Beechworth, and I was using it after a big rain where there was a lot of water coming down the streams, and I figured, well, that might be able to flush a bit of gold out of the hills. So I started using it because I know this metal detector actually has a waterproof coil on it, so you can actually dip that in the water to use it to go metal detecting for gold. Well, what I found on that trip was every time I dipped the coil in the water, it would give you an erroneous beep, which made you think, oh, okay, there's some gold there, I can dig that up. But was actually a false reading, so that was rather irritating. Even though it's got a waterproof coil, it still makes it difficult to try and detect gold in those applications. I also found that with the settings that this machine has, that it's really good at detecting nice solid objects, but in pinpointing little specks of gold it is actually quite difficult. So if you're looking to get into metal detecting to find gold, this is probably not going to do it for you. But in saying that, it is a great way to learn how to use a metal detector first and foremost, when you can then progress up to more sophisticated models. It's got some really simple settings to get you started. When you turn it on, it comes up with these 4 settings here. So one is iron, and then it goes into more precious metals. For all the applications I've used it for metal detecting for aircraft parts and for gold coins, I always start with the iron setting off, because that's just going to give you everything. Especially when you're in areas where there's been habitation in the past, you'll see things like nails, and screws and bits of old tin cans and things like that, which can really throw you out. And if you're looking for aluminium pieces or precious metals in the soil, you're going to keep getting those iron readings. So I always use that off unless I'm actually looking for iron. But that's the beauty of it. Those settings are super simple to get you started, but when you want to upgrade to detecting for gold and things like that, this is probably not going to do it for you, and you've got to go to something that's a bit more sensitive but also has more settings to play around with and get used to. So this is very much an entry level, but it is a really fun item to use to go digging for things in the soil other than gold. So in conclusion, I would say that this metal detector has probably 2 pros and 1 relatively big con. It's lightweight and portable, and it's a really good entry-level beginner metal detector for people to learn on. It detects large solid objects really, really well, like aircraft parts down to the size of about a 10-cent piece was picking up super clear. But the one con is that it is not very sensitive, and you will not be able to use it to find like specks of gold or little nuggets and that. It cannot discern small targets like that very well at all. So good thing to learn on, but if you want to upgrade, if you want to get into more detailed metal detecting, this is not for you. In saying that though, I will continue to use this metal detector for things like going on the aircraft crash site hunts, because I can carry it anywhere. I could hike for days with this thing, and it's just super compact and really great for that application, so I'm going to continue to use it. I have got a more sophisticated Minelab metal detector which I'm going to use in the future to start getting into that more precise gold metal detecting, but I will continue using this in the future because I think it is a really great buy. I bought it for $150 from Anaconda. It was on sale at the time, but really not much of an impost when you think about the applications that it can serve you with, and its portability and just all-round ease of use. Anyway, that's all from this one today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, consider subscribing, and look out for more videos from all things outdoors. Thanks, guys. See you later.